Hello everyone, my name is Francisco and I want to show you this technique for Unity3D and game development in general. What we are going to do is replace functions that are hard-coded in our source, and we're going to replace it with curves. Why would you want to do that? Well, we're going to use curves because they are easier to change, they are easier to understand, and um, they allow you to do pretty funky stuff. They are very flexible. So for that, we're going to use a 2D roguelike tutorial that you can get from the Unity asset store. You can find this tutorial in the Unity3D website. I already downloaded a copy of it, and we're going to work from here. Let's check out the game. Day one is the first level. We have a few collectible blocks and some big items to pick up, and the exit to the next level. Now we add some zombie enemies, and you see the amount of items to be collected. It's random. The same with the dirt here and in the middle. What is not entirely random is the zombie number. The number of zombies is continuously growing with the levels. So we're going to find that it's going to grow little by little across levels. So you see, let's see how this is done. Let's check the prefab game manager. This one is the one that controls all the game, and it has this mono behavior called board manager, which has a couple of structs here: wall count and food count. Let's set a minimum and a maximum for the amount of walls and for the amount of food items. There is no such thing as enemies count. All we have is enemy tiles, which are the prefabs for the enemies. So let's see how the amount of enemies changes, and we'll see that it only happens in the. It only depends on the code. If we go down here, we will find this method called setup scene that it takes an integer called level, and this level is used here in the for the enemy count variable, and it's used as a parameter here in math log. Now this is a logarithmic function, and this is what it defines what's going to be the trend for the growth of your level. This is going to be very closely related to your difficulty curve. What we are going to do is comment this out. We're going to copy that line and remove all the part related to the math. So what we are going to replace it with is a curve. So let's add a curve here. It's an animation curve. It's not necessarily related to animation, but it is intended to work with animations. Let's call it enemies number or something. So let's make it public so we can modify it in the UI. Let's replace it here. We're going to put enemies number. We're going to eval that to with a level, right? So what we did basically is change the amount of enemies per level from a function to a curve. Now, how does this work? Let's save it and check in Unity. If we go to the prefab with this mono behavior, we'll find that it has a new value, enemies number. If we click it, we'll find a curve editor. Curve editor, well, right now from the beginning, it shows values from 0 to 1. This is not all that useful, but let's start it here. Let's add one key point here, double clicking in 1-1. So at the first level, I want to have one zombie. Now you see the values are not exactly 1-1. There is no problem there. There's going to be some rounding, probably a floor, I think. But let's zoom out to something bigger, because remember that the horizontal axis is going to be the number of level. Now we're going to define it up until 10. So let's say that in 10 we want to have 5 zombies. So we'll double click there and we'll drag this to there. Now this curve, it's not very exciting. It's extremely linear. This is something that it can be easily reproduced with a function. So what we are going to do is add something different. We're going to add another node here. Let's say level 3. We want to have 3 enemies, but afterwards we will make it a little bit easier on the player and say level 5 will have 2 enemies. So it will get a little bit harder at level 3, and then it will get easier in level 5, and it will get increasingly difficult until level 10. So let's try this out. We should find one enemy in first level, which before. Oh, this is embarrassing. Let's check the curve again. And the curve it's in. Oh, there. 1-1 has to be over because it's a float operation. Now there should be one enemy, and there is an enemy. It was slightly below 1. It's doing a floor operation 4 roundings, so keep that in mind. Now we have 2. It should increase very violently, and level 3 there should be like 3. There they are. Now this is a tough one, but if I survive this, which I might not, because they are beating the crap out of me. Okay, yes, there I did it. So now it should go lower. There we have it too. And from level 5 it should start getting harder. I should have 2 here, and on the next levels it will increase. So you see, we were able to change the difficulty of the game using a curve instead of a function hard-coded in the game. Now this is pretty much it. I could add more variables to this curve scheme, but I'll leave it just like this because it's good enough to illustrate the technique. I hope you like it. I'm not sure if anybody is using similar techniques. If you are using it, I would love to hear about you and what other changes you can make to this. If you are not using it and intend to use it, let me know. If you use it, that would be cool. If you think that it's bullshit, I'm pretty sure you will let me know. Anyways, I hope it's been helpful, and till the next one.